Iran built Pickaxe Mountain to be unbreakable, a site so deep no bomb could ever reach it. But new intel shows even its rock-hard core has a breaking point. What happens inside that mountain when the world's biggest bunker buster hits it is pure chaos. And the secret weapons made to do exactly that are kept hidden, barely talked about by anyone. That place has an official name, but a lot of people just call it Pickaxe Mountain, and it's one of the toughest military targets on the entire planet. Iran basically hollowed out a mountain to hide its most sensitive nuclear work deep inside. They layered it with rock and reinforced concrete, all designed to be completely bomb-proof. The whole point was to build something so deep, so tough, that no weapon on Earth could ever touch it. Of course, the US has an answer for that. It's a 30,000-pound monster called the GBU-57, also known as the MOP, the Massive Ordnance Penetrator. It's the biggest, baddest bunker buster ever made, built for one reason: to break unbreakable things. But here's the billion-dollar question that keeps generals up at night. Is it actually enough? We're going to show you exactly what happens, second by second, when that bomb hits. We'll break down the physics, the shockwaves, and whether it can really get the job done. And then we'll get into the next level stuff. The secret weapons programs designed for when even the MOP isn't good enough. To understand the challenge, you have to get a picture of what this fortress actually is. This isn't some concrete bunker buried in the desert. This is a multi-level facility built inside a mountain of solid rock. Construction started around 2006. They didn't just dig a tunnel. They excavated massive caverns, some reportedly as large as football fields, all located as deep as 300 feet below the surface. That's like burying a skyscraper sideways. The mountain itself is the first shield. Hundreds of feet of dense rock designed to absorb the raw force of an explosion. It acts like a massive shock absorber, spreading the energy out before it can even touch the facility's walls. But that's just the natural armor. Once you get through the rock, you hit the man-made defenses. Think of it like a Russian nesting doll of destruction. The facility is encased in multiple layers of steel-reinforced concrete, each several feet thick. These layers are specifically designed to peel apart and shatter a penetrating bomb, slowing it down and stripping away its momentum. It's an architecture of denial, and even if a weapon somehow punches through all of that, the job still isn't done. Inside, it's not one giant room. It's a maze of separate halls and chambers, connected by long tunnels and protected by huge blast doors. This technique is called compartmentalization. It means a successful strike on one chamber won't necessarily affect the one right next to it. You can't just take out the main room, because there isn't one. The most critical equipment, the centrifuges for uranium enrichment, are spread out. This entire system is built to defeat a bunker buster. It's not a wall to be broken. It's a trap designed to swallow a bomb's energy whole. To take it out, you don't just need a bigger hammer. You need a weapon that can outsmart physics. This is where America's mountain cracker comes into play. The GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, MOP for short. And massive doesn't even begin to cover it. This thing is a 30,000-pound, 20-foot-long guided steel dart designed for one reason: to hit the Earth so hard it creates its own earthquake. It's so huge and heavy that only one aircraft in the world can carry it: the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. But the MOP's real weapon isn't just the explosion, it's gravity and speed. Dropped from high altitude, the MOP screams towards its target, hitting the ground at supersonic speeds. The sheer force of 15 tons of hardened steel moving that fast is what smashes through layer after layer of rock and concrete. It doesn't just blow a hole in the surface, it burrows. The bomb is designed to survive that incredible impact, using a smart fuse to count the layers it punches through or to measure the time it's been falling. It waits until it's deep inside the target, hundreds of feet underground, before it finally detonates. That's when its 5,300-pound warhead goes off. An explosion on the surface wastes most of its energy into the open air, but an explosion deep inside a mountain is a totally different animal. All of that force is trapped. The shock wave rips through the facility's tunnels and chambers, creating an overpressure so intense it can tear steel apart and collapse entire caverns from the inside out. The goal isn't to chip away at the fortress from the top down. The goal is to deliver an explosive payload directly into its heart and shatter it from within. The MOP is the heaviest and most powerful conventional bomb in the U.S. arsenal, built specifically for targets like this. It is the very definition of a bigger hammer, but against a fortress buried this deep, with this many layers of protection. The question military planners have to ask is even this hammer big enough? So, if you get that 30,000-pound bomb deep enough, what actually happens when it goes off? Well, first, you have to understand that an explosion on the surface is incredibly wasteful. Most of its energy just blasts up into the sky. But an explosion deep underground is a completely different kind of weapon. All of that force is trapped. The thousands of tons of rock and earth above the bomb act like a giant lid on a pressure cooker. This is called the tamping effect, and it's what makes a bunker buster so devastating. Instead of going up, the blast energy is forced outwards and downwards, ripping through the target facility. It creates a shockwave that doesn't travel through air, it travels through solid rock. It's a localized man-made earthquake. Inside the facility's tunnels and chambers, this ground shock hits with unbelievable violence. The floors heave, and the ceilings and walls can shatter. Concrete doesn't just crack, it can violently explode inwards, a process called spalling, which turns the walls themselves into flying shrapnel. At the exact same instant, a wave of superheated gas and crushing air pressure, the overpressure wave, roars through the corridors at supersonic speed. This wave is powerful enough to blow through steel blast doors, shred heavy equipment, and cause a total collapse of the tunnel network. The goal is to make the entire underground space unsurvivable. But here's the critical problem military planners face. A fortress like Pickaxe Mountain isn't one giant open cavern. It's a complex maze of separate zones, connected by tunnels and protected by choke points. The shockwave from a single bomb blast loses energy the farther it travels. It gets weaker with every wall it has to smash through. So you might completely annihilate one section of the facility, but another, just a few hundred feet away, could potentially ride out the storm. The question isn't just if one bomb can penetrate the mountain. It's whether one bomb can kill the entire complex. And for a target this important, maybe isn't good enough. So when destroying part of the facility isn't enough, you have to think bigger. You need a weapon that doesn't just crack a bunker, but guarantees the entire mountain becomes a tomb. This is where the military's most extreme ideas come into play. What if you didn't need a bomb at all? During the Cold War, US planners worked on a concept called Project Thor. The idea was terrifyingly simple. You take a massive rod of solid tungsten, about the size of a telephone pole, and you put it in orbit. When you want to strike a target, you just drop it. Falling from space, the rod would hit the atmosphere at hypersonic speeds, over 10 times the speed of sound. It wouldn't carry any explosives. It didn't need to. The sheer kinetic energy, the force of that much mass moving that fast, would be its own weapon. The impact would be so violent it would vaporize the target, creating a shockwave equal to a small nuclear weapon, but with zero radioactive fallout. It was nicknamed the Rods from God for a reason. Now, imagine not one, but a dozen of these rods striking Pickaxe Mountain. They wouldn't just punch holes. They would slam into the rock with enough force to liquefy the ground, sending seismic shockwaves through the entire mountain range. The goal wouldn't be to collapse a tunnel. It would be to cause a total, catastrophic failure of the entire geological structure. Project Thor itself was likely too expensive and complex to ever be fully built, but the idea behind it, using unstoppable speed to deliver destruction, is more relevant today than ever. Modern hypersonic glide vehicles are the spiritual successors to this concept. Launched on a rocket, they detach and scream towards their target at unbelievable speeds, able to maneuver on the way. They're nearly impossible to intercept. They can carry a powerful penetrator warhead, or, in some designs, rely on their own kinetic energy for the kill. This is the next level of bunker busting. It's not about making a bigger hammer. It's about creating a weapon so fast and so powerful, it makes the mountain itself irrelevant. Because when the stakes are this high, you don't plan for a maybe. You plan for absolute certainty. So we've seen the incredible challenge. Iran's Pickaxe Mountain, buried deep in solid rock, built to be unbreakable. And we've looked at the extreme weapons designed to crack it, from America's huge GBU-57 MOP to the wilder ideas of Project Thor and today's super-fast hypersonic missiles. It's clear that hitting these targets isn't just about dropping a bigger bomb, it's about a whole new level of destructive power and precision. The idea of an unbreakable fortress might just be that, an idea. Because there's always a new answer, a new technology, hiding in the shadows, built to find that one weak spot. These aren't just sci-fi concepts, they're the absolute furthest edge of what nations develop when failure isn't an option. The questions raised by Pickaxe Mountain and these secret weapons push us to consider what's truly possible in modern warfare. What other secrets are buried, waiting for a breakthrough? And what does it mean for global security when the tools exist to turn mountains into dust? If you want to keep exploring the tech, the tactics, and the untold stories shaping our world, make sure you hit subscribe. Don't miss the next chapter in this ongoing story of power and what's hidden beneath the surface.